How's it going, everybody? It is another Sunday morning flight here around the Tormenta staging yard. I had to fly a little later than I usually do on Sunday mornings because it was pretty foggy out. If you remember last week, this was last Sunday. Today is November 2nd. I have a lot of updates this week planned. So quick check over here on the Conquistador breakdown. It looks like they have quite a bit of trash. There's the boat. You can see the cars there. I'm running this like 250% speed or 2.5x. You see the remains of the supports there for Conquistador. So sad day, but you can see that the metal framing and stuff was breaking down, and everything has a shelf life. So I'm going, like I said, I'm just zipping around here. I'm running this video 2.5x just to keep this video a little shorter. I said I was going to keep it a little shorter, and it ends up being a little longer than I expected. Because I got a lot of updates here. So quickly, just let's go over to the site and see what's going on here. Obviously, the brake run's there, the crane's there now. I think everyone's seen that so far. Lots of these big quad pier pylons are coming to fruition there. Piece of track obviously in the back of the truck ready to be staged. We'll get some more updates around that here in a second. So like I said, yeah, more of these quad pylon or whatever you want to call them. Waiting to that section in another week is almost complete. So people are waiting to get in. I try to always fly before the park opens. So yeah, down here you see that the lift hill, they had another piece of concrete they had to form up. Working there on the supports for the big 179-foot loop. And here you see the Conquistador. Is it's still more. And it's a sad day. I think kind of hoping they keep the fountains. Also, you can see they've taken out the whole back side, but they've yet to take out anything on the front side. And I think they're trying to keep the plumbing is still there that goes between the two fountains. You can see the plumbing. They obviously not taken any of that out yet, so I'm wondering if they're going to keep the fountains and try to work them into the new vision of that area that they probably had to quickly spring on themselves. So here you see the ladder leaning against the support there. And just in a second, you will see the some more track that got put into place. I swore I was going to keep this shorter, and yeah, a lot of water that day. It was a rainy morning a week ago. Just okie dokie. So moving on to Monday, actually. I'm never out there on Mondays, but I happen to be driving by, which is kind of out of my way, but I had to go run an errand. And I thought, hey, I'm going to be driving by. Well, let's take an opportunity to take a little break and see what's going on. So took a little quick flight on Monday. Yes, people were working, so I stayed way back. No more track pieces had come in or anything like that, but I took that little pause there to count the pieces, and I think you were missing about 20 at this point. Oddly enough, between the end of this day and my next flight, which was on Friday, I think 9 more pieces came in between Monday and Friday. You'll see those here in a second. If you hang around. You can see 4 pieces there still at the staging area, lots of supports in the staging area. It makes sense why they needed so much room to store all these pieces. Not only was it a lot of track pieces, they wanted to keep them organized with nice aisles and everything. So totally understood why the project manager decided to do it that way. This area here needed enough room by itself just for the rebar setup. So staying out of the way here, way back. We'll be zooming in a lot and just trying to be nosy, I guess, and hopefully show our appreciation for all the hard work these men and women are doing out here. flying around to this side to see. What I was mostly curious about was, did we get anything? Obviously, we got a excavator here breaking up some concrete from the Conquistador, and the front loader pulling that out. Here, it looks like they're packing in some dirt around the base of the lift hill. I assume they had to get this packed in before they could start building the lift hill. I thought it was a little odd that we had this plastic draped over the transfer track. Trying to see what he's going. It's kind of funny that a guy moves by and then the two bobcats come by with more dirt, but he's packing this down, and looks like they got the forms all poured for that, or pulled off and everything for the that other piece of concrete there. So here I was zooming in on some. Obviously, it's a pretty deep hole there when you have a ladder in the hole. Looks like they have some green pipe is usually like drainage pipe of some sort. So I was thinking it might be conduit at first, but that should have been gray, not green, I assume. Usually, at least. Not my industry. But I do have a little bit of experience with electrical. So, yeah, here's the excavator picking up pieces of the what's left of the foundation, I guess, for the Conquistador. So, unfortunate that it had to go, but not a lot going on. But it was fun to see it's fun to see them working. I am fascinated why they put that bunch of plastic up, though. Had to be a good reason for it, but a couple more seconds here on the Monday footage, and we'll zip forward here to the end of the week. I got a piece staged there. Thought it was going to be piece number 4, but it's definitely not piece 4. Piece 4, I think, if I remember right, actually was the one that connects to that support that is remaining. So a little quick fly around here, staying well outside the Six Flags even property at this point, maybe the lake. Just getting a good view of what's going on. Nothing too exciting though on Monday. But yeah, fast forward now over to Friday, October 31st. This is Halloween, and you know, it's funny, as I was driving up, they were putting the big crane down. They were using it quite a bit on Friday, apparently. So it was pretty exciting to see. It was really exciting to see that crane up while I was driving up. It would have been fun to get some footage of that in action. Unfortunately, they had just put it down right when I got there. But yeah, still, it's funny too. How track is going up here, and you can see the base of the lift hill's up, and you're still drilling holes over here on the right-hand side, so drilling piers. So it just shows you how what a delicate balance this whole thing is to get everything going at the same time. Also, right there in the middle, you see a concrete pump truck that is pumping concrete over to that pier on the right-hand side. You use pump trucks when the concrete can't reach. Because of unstable foundation or whatever. But yeah, so the pump truck had to be there to get the concrete right where they needed it. Here you see the crane zipping through this area there, but it's really not going that fast. I'm going 2.5x. Carrying one of those concrete tubes out of the way for one of the piers. More obviously, the bottom, you still have the drilling rigs down there, and you have a crane up here at the top with another, it looks like, pump truck. So they're pumping more concrete up there. Pump trucks aren't cheap too, and they got 2 of them on site for 2 different parts of the project. So you think they would have just rented 1, but that's how time is so important that they had 2 pump trucks out there. I wish I would have watched that a little closer, but the yeah, pump truck's right there, pumping some more concrete for another pier. It looks like it's probably going to be for either the building, storage building, or the transfer track, or something along those lines. Here's the start of the lift hill. So we have piece number, I guess that's 6, and the first one at L1 for the lift hill got put in place earlier this week, sometime between Monday and Friday. I think on Wednesdays when people started seeing it hit social media. So sometime in the middle of the week, the base of the lift hill was installed. That was a fun pick. Yeah, I was trying to hang around here to see what else was going on. You see the one concrete, there you go, you got concrete waiting. Oh, we got another support in the back of the truck. You have on the right-hand side, concrete looks like they're doing a clean out. That one looks like it's ready to go and deliver his concrete there. But yeah, a lot of different things going on. I think it's funny, the elevations too of those. Yeah, Friday I was having trouble with the Zoom. There was a lot of interference on Friday. So many more people out there, so much stuff going on at the middle of the day. I was getting a lot of interference in the Zoom capability of the drone. For some reason, it's just it doesn't happen on Sunday mornings, but it does happen a lot during the week. Yeah, and what happens when you do that is like you're trying to zoom, the Zoom capability of the drone just keeps going all the way forward or all the way back, and I was trying to edit out a lot of it, but it was a little bit of a nightmare. Anyway. Yeah, concrete being pumped over there at the end. So here we go, flying over the yard. There was 9 more pieces delivered between Monday and Friday right there. Those 9. I was trying to see what they were, but they were different. I think it was piece 95 or 93, somewhere along in there. Yeah, you got 93. So it's probably the turnaround right before the top of the turnaround before the block, or before the brakes. The piece that's going right over the drop. Got a nice little slow pan here for you. I kind of wanted to show people that might not be local how high up the actual brake run is. Yeah, fast forwarding, let's flip over to today. This was this morning on Sunday, November 2nd. I'm actually kind of on top of things right now. I think this is a cool shot. No one's working on anything, obviously, on Sunday. I was there Friday, but I was really, my Sunday mornings are, I try to always get out there on Sunday mornings, and I was really hoping that you would see more of the lift hill today. Didn't happen. Looks like it's really, really close. I imagine this is a Monday through Friday operation. No crews on Saturday. Maybe it was a operator of that crane is only a 5-day-a-week situation. So, but not much happened on Saturday. It looks like they did some grading and some more land work, and they really got things looking good on all that concrete. So it looks like you have lift pieces ready to go. They're out there right next to the lift hill. You got supports right there next to the lift hill. I would be shocked if tomorrow morning they're not putting more of the lift hill in place, weather permitting. So, but it's fun to see it. It's fun to see it from above, and it's fun to see the progress. It's also fun estimating which supports are going to go where and how it's going to really look at the end. I know we see all the renderings, but it doesn't give it really scale. It's also fascinating how some of those quad footers with quad piers are, some of them have 1 support, some of them have 2 supports, some of them have 3 supports connected to them. I would love to see the math and the engineering on that. How they decided how many they needed. This is another thing that was different today, I think, from earlier in the week, is that they more big. I would love to know the size of those too. It looks like they're 20 by 20 by about 3 or 4 feet deep. It's a lot of support, a lot of concrete. That support right there is obviously, or that one completed pier was something for the main drop. Probably the base drop, as I'm imagining. There's a lot of supports right here, a lot of piers, I should say, that have been drilled here. You see the orange little tops on them, so people don't lose them. I know it's hard to... I know it might be hard to seem like it would lose a rebar, but they're kind of dangerous, so. You see the supports for the loop there in front of the whole coaster. They've get close to the end of all the foundations. I mean, they're quite a bit completed, but the more you look, the more you just see more and more concrete that still needs to be poured. I would love to see the breakdown of materials and labor and concrete, steel, and how much everything and individual trade costs to complete that. You know, the electrical work's got to cost a fortune. Try to get some more just general shots of the site and the way it is today versus how it's going to look at the end. So yeah, so what I'd love to hear, not a lot to talk about with all this right here, but what I would love to hear from everyone is, what would you like to see more of, less of, shorter, more frequent updates? Probably, I think, is the direction I want to go with these updates. Yeah, we all know about Tormenta. We know what it's going to look like. We know what all the stats are. So there's no more secrets. It's more of just updates now at this point. So tell me the format. Tell me what you would like to see. Like I said, I'm leaning towards shorter, hopefully more frequent updates. Probably less talking because I can get them out faster. So let me know what you think. Yeah, so not a lot of things to talk about this week. I know I'm never at a loss for words, but it's fun to see that the lift hill is imminent and probably going to start going up tomorrow or Tuesday, I imagine. So I'm going to try to get out there at least on Wednesday, and then again on Sunday, and we'll get more updates out faster, especially this week. So let's do our little fly around at the end here, and we'll cue the outro music, and hopefully these fly arounds will start coming in handy soon. So see y'all next week.